Hello, and welcome to Paranormal ASMR, a show where we explore the supernatural together and try to find some understanding in how it interacts in our own personal lives. Today is a special show where I do not have a lot to show you visually. Today, I'd like to show you just one single piece of fine art by the artist Walter Sickert. The title of this piece is Jack the Ripper's Bedroom. Now, the subject matter of this video is a little frightening, so I totally understand if you choose not to go forward with it. Walter Sickert always painted ordinary people in ordinary situations, just regular folk going about their business in their daily routine. Now, this was very important to Walter, who, by the way, was at one time considered a strong Jack the Ripper. Suspect. Patricia Cromwell, in her recent book, painted him as the Ripper. But close study of facts points out that Walter could not have been the Ripper because at least on 4 different occasions he was in France while the Whitechapel murders were occurring. Now, why did Walter choose to paint such a bleak and horrific subject as Jack the Ripper? I'd like to answer that question. I'd like to answer it the way Walter would probably appreciate it. You see, Walter Sickert did not paint noblemen or dukes or barons. He painted, as I said earlier, ordinary folk. And he painted them doing the most mundane and ordinary things. So when he contemplated what kind of a man would go out and butcher so many women, so many, he had to come up with these results. the results before your eyes. One of the darkest, bleakest, most hopeless moments in the history of humanity. A quite defining moment, if I may say so. Because the horror and the shock of these crimes reverberated into the next 2 centuries. The next 2 centuries. And defined us as a civilization in many, many unspeakable ways. We can deny Jack the Ripper as a human being, and we can deny him as part of our heritage and our lineage. But nonetheless, he is a reflection, if just a small portion, if just the smallest of portions, I pray, of our own souls. And we bear witness to his crimes. Even 120 years later, we live in his shadow to a degree. Now, recent DNA evidence has tried to put a stamp on who the true Ripper was. But I personally think we already know who he is. We do. We've all met him. We've all shaken his hand. And we've all had him over for dinner. Not to paint too bleak a forecast for my fellow man, I must nonetheless tell you that the weather picture continues to be very, very dark, with many, many clouds on the horizon, and things look very, very bleak. As long as we give power over to people like Jack the Ripper, to me, so long ago, Walter Sickert was speaking to all of us in a most distinct way. This painting so lacking in details and colors and composition. It's so dark, so black is the soul that we see standing before us. Hopelessness is a good word to describe what I have put before you. But then you realize that though Jack most definitely has his back to us all and given up on humanity. There is someone else in the room. For what is a painting, if not for a subject? And the painter himself. And in this moment, I hope you realize that somehow, and in some small way, we as a society, we painted this picture ourselves. And Jack is our offspring. Once again, thank you for joining me today. And I hope to see you next time on Paranormal ASMR. Have a most blessed day. Thank you.